It kind of feels like Louise is the brand that just never sleeps because we're constantly getting stuff. So it looks like we're getting 3 new big palettes, right? And on the surface of it, you kind of go, oh, okay, Teresa, palettes. There's eyeshadow palettes, but there's also like blush, bronze, and highlighter in each of the 3. There's 3 separate ones. Now they put this into their stories. A massive thank you to my girl Wilma Fingerdo for tagging me in this. Let's discuss this. So this screen grab is actually from all 3 of them put together to attempt to show some comparison. But if I'm honest, I feel like a lot of these are really, really similar vibes. It's getting really difficult for P. Louise to not end up duping themselves, in my opinion. All that being said, though, I think they are very, very good quality. So these are the huge books of palettes, like they are books. Each new page has new products. Let's look at the first one. I love that in her story she put down the Willy Wonka of makeup. Honestly, that is the most fitting description that I have ever heard. Now, I feel like this is quite close to her Black Friday palettes. Like, yes, it's much bigger, but it has that sort of pastel-y tone. So it feels like this is not a dupe of them, but sort of like a companion to those. And even the way they've shot it is with like the grass, etc. in the background. So it feels like it is meant to be a companion for those. But the next page over then are the blushes. Now she's keeping with the heart-shaped pans. I think that's quite cute. These look lovely, I have to say. Now, do I think a lot of them are going to look quite similar on the skin? Yes. Yes, I do. I think they're tonally a little bit too similar. Like, you didn't need all 8. You didn't. Let's be 100% honest. But can I just be real for a second? Oh, I really don't understand this edition. It's 8 bronzers. Why and for who? Who has this and needs all of those bronzers? Right? I am insane and I have a lot of makeup, but even I don't have lots of different shades of bronzers. Like, who is it that's going to be using the one at the top and at the bottom? That just seems really, really weird. And the idea that, yes, you know, an MUA could use that is absolutely true. But I don't know many MUAs who are going to haul around like big books of makeup. They'll like want to depot these and they aren't going to want like heart-shaped pans. They want more like circular or square pans. So this just seems really weird to me. And then the final page is highlighters. And I mean, they're quite pretty. You know, they're very golden, very pinky toned. I don't think a lot of those would personally work for me, which I think is a little bit of an issue in that, you know, you may love the eyeshadow palette part, but you may look at like the blushes and be like, oh, that's not 100% for me. Or then you're looking at the bronzers and kind of going, oh, ooh, I could only use 1 or 2 shades. And then you're looking at the highlighters. Like, people are going to talk themselves out of this. I don't feel like this is the best idea. I don't know. And now we're on to palette number 2. So as I said, there's 4 pages. This feels very similar to a lot of her like bridal palettes. And there's several palettes, let's be real, that look quite similar to this. I can't even think the names because there's 5 million of them. But then there's the next page of blushes and it does look similar to the previous palette. It isn't an exact dupe. This is kind of like peachy tones, which is similar, but then there's more reddy pinky tones. So there is a distinction, but I could see how people might think that they are the same. They're not. They're similar, but not the same. And I mean, just insert all of my confusion around the bronzers again. Here we go again. I don't think that they're exactly the same as the last one, but I will say I do appreciate that they've got a really good level of depth of a bronzer. Let's be real, a lot of brands don't go to that depth. So well done them for doing that. I just think it's a strange one to have. And then the final page is again highlighters, again very goldy tones. A lot of those look quite similar to each other, so I'd like to see them swatched because I feel like a lot of them would be similar. I don't think they needed all of this. Like, right, instead of the 4 pages, they could have just done the first page of the eyeshadow, then put in like maybe 3 blushes, maybe 2 bronzers, you know, that you could select, something like that. I don't know. I think bronzers is always like a difficult one because you don't know like the level of depth. And then like highlighters. And again, they could have had it be that, you know, you have this palette with these eyeshadow palettes and these blushes, and here's the variations that you can get in terms of highlighters and bronzers. so that it could get as much of a demographic as possible. And then the very final of their book palettes includes this pink one. I mean, they have a lot of pink palettes at this point. They have the very, very large pink palette that I believe came out as part of their budget box, but they also have like some pink stack 'em ups, and they have the pink palette that came out as part of the Black Friday. So this is all feeling a bit rinse and repeat. I sound so mean, but it does just feel like overkill. It's a bit much. And then blushes. I mean, they are all starting to look quite similar, but they aren't. This is far more pinky toned, and we have much more burgundy tones then towards the end. But again, you know, do you need that much? Do one or two of these shades look quite similar to each other? Yeah, this could have been edited down to 3, in my opinion. Just saying. Can you guess what I'm going to say about this page? Look, you know what it is that I'm going to say. I'm not going to repeat myself, even though I love the sound of my own voice. And then again, the very final page are the highlighters. And these are quite deep, or at least some of them are quite deep, and then some are quite light. Again, I'd need to see swatches to really figure out what it is that's going on. But if I did hypothetically love this palette and look at, like, say, the eyeshadow and go, I love this, I love the blushes, it's the final 2 pages that are really getting me, the bronzers and the highlighters, that I'm like, oh, this is talking me out of it. It just seems so unnecessary. I don't know. But then again, an everlasting gobstopper probably seems unnecessary. They are the Willy Wonka of makeup. I have no idea when any of these are coming out. They have been known to kind of like sneak peek things and then come out with it like months later. So who knows? Maybe we're talking about like a March launch. It could also be part of the next budget box. Your guess is honestly as good as mine. I have no idea what it is that's going on. Do I think that any of this is necessary? No. But I know there's a lot of Louise stands, and like if you love the quality and maybe you're looking at this and kind of thinking, I would legitimately get a lot of use out of it, then fantastic. Absolutely delighted for you. For me and where I am as a makeup user, I just can't envision myself getting any use out of this. That's just where I am in my makeup journey. You know, I'm just speaking on me. Let me know what you guys think, because I am befuddled, bemused, and a little bit confused. Yeah, strange.